Hello, welcome to Isaac's Ideological Impressions. Today we have Isaac here and we're going to be asking him some questions. Let me start out by briefly mentioning AI, and I think it's going to be a disaster, but I know when Isaac was born, and so I went on and asked AI what generation he falls in. And they told me he's Generation Alpha. But then they gave me the parameters of each, and he doesn't fall in Generation Alpha, he falls in Generation Z. So he's either Generation Z or A, but he really has a lot of good opinions, and we're going to ask him questions, and we're going to find out about his opinions. And if any listeners out there have any questions that they would like to pose Isaac, feel free to put them in the comment section, and we will make every effort to answer all of your questions. So Isaac, what do you think about TPUSA and the late Charlie Kirk?
Well, Charlie Kirk was my hero. In my opinion, I feel like TPUSA has churned a little bit since Erica Kirk came in, just because, she's got a lot of affiliation to Israel and that kind of thing, and we know how I guess my generation knows how we feel about Israel and the conflict that's going on in the Middle East. So, I mean, back to Charlie Kirk, it was just like this guy. I think it got serious whenever he started challenging and questioning Ben Shapiro, for one, and saying there's no, you Jews control the media. There's no, that's what he said, and then less than 24 hours later he got shot. So I mean, and that was pretty traumatic for everyone. I feel like, I thought I lost a friend. That's my opinion. Even though I never met the guy, I watched him a lot because he's a very smart man, Christian, loves the Lord, and that's what means the most to me, is whenever you have the values that America was founded on, which was biblical values. That's when it's that's when you know that your country is going to be successful. Whenever you follow biblical values, it's because everybody knows that biblical values, none of them are wrong. And so it's whether you're Christian or not Christian, biblical values are a key piece to just how we survive and live as human beings.
Okay. Now, Isaac, there are some psycho-socialists out there, and they think men should be allowed to go into the ladies' room, and ladies should be allowed to go in the men's room. What do you think about that?
Well, absolutely not. That's gay. That's retarded. I think there are two genders, male and female, and they each have their own respective bathrooms for each of their safety. It's not female safety, it's not male safety, it's both of their safeties. Because not to get crazy here, but we know we know the statistics on trans people shooting schools. It's a very high percentage of students who have been lied to by the media and told that it's okay to be something that you're not. And so that's when it gets serious, is when it's how are we gonna let a guy into the ladies' room and a lady into the guy's room? That just doesn't make sense. That just doesn't make any sense.
So, I think then it's safe to assume that you don't think men should be playing in women's sports.
Oh, there's an unfair advantage. Men are biologically stronger than women. That's just a fact, and it's completely unfair, and that's not how sports are meant to be played.
Okay, you're doing well, Isaac. You're doing well. You know, as a young adult, a person who is would be eligible if they were to reinstate the draft. Are you concerned about that in any way?
Yeah, I don't want to fight for Israel. That's not like I'm not gonna do that. That's it's a war. It's a demonic war, in my opinion. I think there is a lot of evil behind both administrations, and I think it goes way deeper than everyone thinks. And I think it's concerning that we're trying to do another regime change. Trump specifically said that he would not do regime changes if he was elected, and then we come in here and we're doing a regime change. It's clearly what it is, and it's like religious wars is when it gets bad, because we see very extreme Islam in the Middle East, and then we have Israel, who is what they are, and when religious battles get in play, people, it's less than about their country, it's about their God. And I think that's when it gets really dangerous, and it's safe to say that Jesus is coming back soon, and if you don't give your life to him today, then you'll never know if you're saved or not.
Good answer. So I'm going to read you a headline here, and then I'm going to ask you to comment on it. It says, illegal alien murders infant nephew with 17 strikes to the head. What do you think about that act?
It makes me sad, honestly. That's evil. It doesn't matter if you're an illegal immigrant. It's pure evil. But if we're getting into the illegal part of it, it's like how we need to be like, we don't. So Trump on Truth Social, not Truth Social. They've started coming out and saying on the media that they're only deporting violent illegals, and I don't think that's not what President Trump was elected for. He was elected to get all of the illegals out. It doesn't matter if you're a baby. It doesn't matter if you're an adult. And I don't care who you are. You need to come through the right way, because everyone who came here the right way is pissed, because now they're seeing 1 million people just flooding through, and it's like they're not tracked. So how are we supposed to know if they're gonna come murder some little girl? Like, we know the reality of third world countries. It's bad.
Yes, I agree with you. And, you know, you bring up an interesting topic, because I see a lot of these polls, and the poll asks people whether or not they agree with Trump's immigration policy. And the number is always showing a number above 50% where people are against it. But the problem I have is, I'm similar to you. I'm against what's going on now, because I think Trump has, in a sense, surrendered. Instead of invoking the Resurrection Act in Minnesota, he backed off. And so I would vote, you know, if I was polled with that question, I would say, yeah, I disagree with it. But I disagree with it for a different reason than, let's say, a loony leftist is going to disagree with it. So, and all of these polls, I don't care what idea Trump or any other Republican comes out with, within hours there's a poll showing that the vast majority of Americans are against it. And it's just all phony polls. And I just don't see the Republicans doing anything to change that. Now, the Republicans are in power. They have the House by a slim margin. They have, again, a slim margin in the Senate, but not enough to do away with the filibuster. What do you think about how the Republicans have acted being in power?
I think it's deeper than just Republicans being in power. In my opinion, I feel like our entire Congress is, I'd say most of them are compromised. They're all funded by, we all know they're all funded by AIPAC. And it's like he mentioned earlier, Trump backed off of that plan. And it's like, why did he back off? And it's like, first term, ran for himself, funded himself. Second time around, third time around, he's being funded by Miriam Adelson, one of the richest casino owners, and you got to go deeper about her, but we're not going to explain that. But it's like the majority of Congress is funded by AIPAC, and if somebody else is paying you, you're going to do what they say, and you're not going to do what the people say. It's when money comes in and we're being funded by other countries. That's like other country, and that's not how America's supposed to be ran. It's not supposed to be run by another country. It's supposed to be run by the people of this nation, and it just makes me mad that people are just sitting here being stupid goy and not realizing that it's time to wake up.
Very good answer, Isaac. Well, this is your first broadcast, so we're going to be easy on you today, and we're going to end it here. You've done quite well, and I'm convinced that a lot of people out there are interested in what our younger generation believes, and perhaps not everybody is going to agree with everything you say, but I think that you'll find a lot of allies out there. And hopefully, as people watch this, they might want to know a particular question, and they can put it down in the user comments, and we will get to it as soon as possible.
Let me know.
So with that, you have a great day. Stay safe, Isaac, because I need you around for more